I tell that boy, hell, I get up. Yeah, he said he won't smoke. Yeah, I tell him go hell, I get up. Yeah, this hoe say she want me. Yeah, I tell her link up and let's fuck. I get down, bitch. I walk in the back. Yeah, I tell her to give me my high as fuck. Bitch, I can't even think. Yeah, I'm rapping, they asking what's funny. That hoe hit my dope, hit my soul, hit the doggy. I was just fucked up and broke, then she dug me. Yeah, I told that little hoe she can't fuck me. Why? Cause bitch back then you dug me.
Bobby Sandemean III was born in East Atlanta on July 8, 2001. Growing up, he was always surrounded by music since his dad is the rapper I-20. I-20 having a strong bond with Ludacris, which made him sign to his label called Disturbing the Peace. You may know the duo by their hit song, Move Bitch. This song was extremely popular in the early 2000s and was a huge success to each of their careers. Being the son of a rapper allowed Bobby to visit music video sets and go on tour with his dad and Ludacris, which led him to call Ludacris his uncle at times. Watching his dad perform and rap led him to developing a strong passion for music. Although his dad was a huge inspiration for him, he was also inspired by Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, Lil Wayne, and Future, Odd Future being the group that impacted him the most. Around 2015, Bobby was at home and decided to practice recording and mixing for himself. Only though he was at 14 at the time, he fell in love with it. Bobby began developing a sound which made him take music much more seriously around 2018. This led him to creating his stage name, Destroy Lonely. Growing up, he was homeschooled and had a lot of free time to himself. This eventually did lead him to develop the lonely part of his name. As he got into high school, however, he entered public school. During this time, he would pop hella Zans entering class, geeked as fuck. Lone has stated that he would enter his school at like 7 a.m. just high as hell. Like, what the hell, bro? However, he knew that if he kept going down this route in life, he would eventually be destroying his life, which is where the destroy part of his name was born. I am so glad that he realized this and was more self-aware than most people. His music is insanely fire, and I could not imagine what I'd be listening to right now if he wasn't here. In high school, he met one of his closest friends and frequent collaborators, Narcissist. While Lone was building his fanbase, he would do hella shows around the city of Atlanta. At some of these sets, Narcissist would also perform there, which is how Lone gained the knowledge of Narcissist. One day, Narcissist had a cookout and Lone decided to pull up. At this cookout, he chopped it up with some of the people from Narcissist's crew. The following day, he would follow him on Twitter. Narcissist noticed the follow from Lone and DM Lone saying that he's moving to the same school as him. Destroy would follow up telling Narcissist to meet him in front of the school to help him show him around. That day, Lonely had to skip school to help with the production of his t-shirts that he was selling. Narcissist asked him if he takes the same bus as him because he saw him taking the bus, and he does. They would take the same bus, and this is where Lone learned that Narcissist lived mad close to him. After checking on his shirts, he would head to Narcissist's house and saw that he had a whole recording studio at his house. While at his home, Lonely also met another close friend of him, Texagraham. From here, Lone told Narcissist to let him use the studio, and the rest was history. They would create many songs together, but on February 4th, 2018, they dropped their collab project, Narcissist Destroy. It had one feature from Candy Paint and was the first big highlight of Destroy Lonely's career. This project wasn't the best, to be honest, but it did shine on Lone's potential. In my opinion, he outshined Narcissist with the vocals and flows. The production was pretty decent on this album, but the mixing was not the best. The best song was Smash Bros featuring Candy Paint. I'm in that bitch and I'm going very fast. Only gonna smoke out the gun, and I'm only gonna smoke out the bag. Gang never done with the gun. And as the year continued, Lone would drop more few singles, and the next year, 2019, will be such a huge year for the young prodigy. He started off with 2 singles at the beginning of the year. Then on March 12th, 2019, Lonely would drop an EP titled Dark Horse. This 8-track EP really started picking up a following for the Atlanta rapper. Once again, only having one feature, which was Narcissist, this EP was a huge step compared to Narcissist Destroyed. He had hits like VVS Valentine. If I pop these in, then I might just not wake up, they bleeding, I can't bang. That little bitch, I'm too up, got no stress with bands, I just go and run my cake, yeah, I rock out like a band, she a bad bitch with no makeup. Place. You can tell how his sound and production really began to improve severely. I'll admit, while some of the songs kinda blended together at times, each one had Lone using super unique flows and these bouncing 808s. Each track had like this soothing melody to it. In general, it was just so fire. A few months later, on July 30th, 2019, Lonely would drop his biggest single to date, Bane. I just let the rain fall down the window pane. And I just wrote the band, so baby, I make it rain. Then I kick it with the savages, and they gon' bring the pain. See, I'ma take this bitch and break it back into like Bane. See, I'ma take you watch you put some diamonds in the face. Bane was such a huge song for Lone. It gained him the most fans. This production was like nothing I ever heard before from Lonely. Being produced by For Me, the ambient sounds being heard in the background, being accompanied by these flutes and loud 808s with these few hi-hats. Overall, it made the beat sound amazing. This song would put Lone on the map. On Spotify, it has 21 million streams, and on SoundCloud it has 4.221 million. This wasn't the end for the Bane run, because as quickly as it was growing, Bane would eventually reach TikTok, where the song grew even more. A dance trend would grow from this song. Fuck, even if I called up Bryce Hall right now, I'd make a TikTok to this shit. I'm gonna regret that saying that after years, holy shit. As the song was growing, he dropped 2 more EPs, one being Forever I Love You and Broken Hearts. Let's tackle Forever I Love You first, because it had another huge song on this project. Mud has a total 1.2 million streams on Spotify and 609,000 on SoundCloud. Although this isn't my favorite track on the EP, it was significantly big for the rising star. This EP was the best one so far, with my favorite tracks being Cutie,
Bad little bitch, she cutie. And I'm still sipping lean with the juice. Got an automatic stick and a Uzi. And my niggas brazy and they can't with the shit.
Mud, and Molly World. The production was pretty similar to the previous album, but lyrically and flow was extremely better. Then, on September 25th, 2020, the project that had artists like Playboi Carti to start to notice him, Broken Hearts, dropped. In fact, the project did so well that he doubled down and dropped a deluxe titled Broken Hearts 2 on Halloween during that same year. The project had such a great production from the likes of Clayco and Young Flair. Having a total of 16 songs, the fucking beats had such heavy 808s and this unusual, unique sound to it. The vibe was severely spacey and truly gave the audience a sense of who Destroy Lonely is. Having such key tracks of Dover Street Market, Fun, and Oh Yeah.
I got money out hot out of bed. Let me try it, rats on his head. Damn, we not playing fair. Tell her to ride it. Just like
Oh Yeah being such a significant track because it caught the attention of Atlanta superstar, the King Vamp himself, Playboi Carti. Around the time of when Broken Hearts released, Carti's A&R J, aka It's Opium Baby, found Lone on Insta. This occurred at the same time Lonely had just posted a snippet for his song Oh Yeah on his page.
yeah, hot out of bed. Let me try it, rats on his head. Damn, we not playing fair. Tell her to ride it, just like the fair. No running.
Jay then DM'd him saying that he fucks with his music heavy, and a week later, Jay would tell Destroy Lonely that Carti also loves his music. And then, after the release of Whole Lotta Red, Carti would end up meeting up with Lone, and they started linking each other more and more. And not even that, Lone got signed to Opium, and the reason why he did is because Carti has told him that he sees something special in him, and to always be himself, and he'll achieve his goals in life, which is why he signed him. Being signed to Opium led him into meeting up with his closest bond and label mate, Ken Carson. They went on to create numerous tracks together, and not even that, they created this duo called the Opium Twins. Throughout the year of 2021 though, not much really happened with Lonely, officially, because besides appearing in the Sky music video and dropping Euros, nothing else was really officially released. This is when Destroy Lonely Archive has saved us. Just like how Batman saved Robin from the Joker, Destroy Lonely Archive saved us from a drought. See, Lone eventually received the Carti and Juice effect by his songs being leaked like crazy, although I think most of the leaks were done by him. Not only that, many fans wanted his songs on SoundCloud to be on Spotify. Destroy wouldn't really release many songs on his Spotify because he wasn't a huge fan of it like that growing up. Destroy Lonely Archive would eventually blow up in popularity, having songs like Suicide Mission, Hold My Hand Out Wild,
I'm the boy, head down, little bitch, I ain't playing. Yeah, I'm the boss, what the fuck is they saying? Nigga wanna play, leave him right where he standing. This bitch so bad, let her hold my hand.
and 1017 Leaks all on his page. It got so bad that Destroy Lonely Archive had more monthly listeners than Destroy Lonely himself. This caused the label to take down the Spotify page, and eventually another page named V Jacob would eventually come into the picture, but he would also get taken down. He would have put up my personal favorite, Deal With God.
I had to light me a candle, I'm trying to kiss a little vibe. I'm with it, how she a dancer, yeah, she moving her back. I stay next to my shoe.
On his page. 2021 didn't stop there for Lone, because he would eventually join Carti and Ken Carson and Rico Nasty on the King Vamp Narcissist tour. This tour would be huge for Lone because this is the first time he'd ever toured. This also allowed the spotlight to shine on Lonely even more due to touring with Carti. The tour being highlighted everywhere on the internet, with some shows being cancelled, the moshes being insane, and there were people dressed like Spider-Man there. Damn, even Opium got Peter Parker feeling like he's rockstar made. As the tour was coming into close, Destroy Lonely wouldn't really release anything official until April 1st, 2022. We all thought this was the lead single for his highly anticipated album, No Stylist. Lone has been teasing this album since his Britivity interview back in 2020. He would eventually tease it again 2 years later after a short interview at Summer Smash.
What could you say? You got any upcoming projects you could say?
Hell yeah, No Stylist on the fucking way.
That shit's coming out.
Hey, that's fire.
No bet.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Nevertheless, 20 Years Old was a fire single, with the production being fire as always. It had him talking about what he has accomplished and what he likes to do, and the fact that he's only 20, which alone deserves to flex about after all of the success in his life. Then something crazy happened. During August of this year, people were reporting that No Stylist had been released surprisingly on August 12th. With little to no promo from the label, the fans were mad excited for his album to finally release. Like bro, I was so eager to listen to this after all this time passing. Finally, when the clock hit 12, the album released. It ended up being 19 tracks long, with only one feature from label mate X Goomba. This ended up being album of the year to most of the fans within the underground. The production was like no other, with these new guitar beats. It truly sounded like he was a rock star. He had some Rage songs to appeal to the underground audience that was still fucking with Rage. I truly suggest y'all to give this album a listen, because even with 3 months left in the year, I think this is album of the year. And the only album that has competing to this is Fallen Raven by Louisiana rapper Summers. The pure energy and vibes that come off of this project truly got me to listen to Lone even more, and I haven't been listening to anything else since. This project had such bangers, just like Swag is Cool,
Yeah, I just spent my money on guns, clothes, and drugs. I done lost my...
Veteran featuring Ken Carson, and No Stylist, with Veteran solidifying the Opium twin duo. No Stylist is the only track to receive a music video currently, and rightfully so. The hook is so catchy, and the beat has such a soothing synth to it, in my opinion. And don't forget the Deftone samples for Swag is Cool. That shit goes fucking hard, bro. You have no idea. When Lone doesn't work on music, he will play video games on his PlayStation or look into clothing. His favorite brands for clothing are Rick Owens, Mason Margiela, Off-White, and Chanel. Lone has said that one of his biggest goals is to collab with a clothing brand one day and to create his own piece for that brand. That would just be amazing. Although, looking at his current line of clothes on his website, he might need to invest in a stylist. Lone is currently a part of a group named Underworld with a bunch of producers, which all helped create his latest project. He describes his music as real life music because he always raps about what is currently going on in his life. Like a situation that can happen at any time, he'll rap about it. Even though the Opium prodigy has just received a massive following from his latest album, he's only 21 years old and has so much in store for us. While he's still on the come up, Destroy Lonely is still influencing everyone within his class by using his super unique flows and beats. He has recently passed Ken Carson in monthly listeners, with Lone having 1.4 million monthly listeners, while Ken Carson at 1.1 million. Now he is performing at music festivals like Rolling Loud and Summer Smash. Although the Opium superstar has just begun his reign, he'll continue it for years to come.